According to NCCP, about 15 million, or 21%, of all children in America live on or below the poverty line, Mississippi being the #1 state with the highest child poverty rates, and New Mexico following not far behind. The poverty line in America for a family of 4 averages to be around $2,500 a year. With 21% of children in America living below this number, we are the 5th country in the world with the highest poverty rates. 4 other countries follow with higher poverty rates, and those include Greece, Mexico, Israel, and Turkey. This topic is something that I work closely with on a day-to-day basis. When I am not teaching, I work in low-income neighborhoods by providing outlets for families and children who just need a listening ear or a hug. I have done research for many years on child poverty in this country, and I feel like I have the quality information to provide y'all with today. The things I am wanting to cover today are statistics and facts on child poverty in America and what our country is doing to make it better and what teachers are able to do in schools to help with child poverty. Some statistics and facts is that in America, Mississippi is the #1 state with the highest child poverty rates. 28% of children in poor families have at least one parent who is employed full-time year-round, compared to 84% of children in non-poor families. 35% of children in poor families have at least one parent who is employed either part-year or part-time, compared to 11% of children in non-poor families. And finally, 38% of children in poor families do not have an employed parent, compared to 5% of children in non-poor families. Moving on, I want to talk about how our child poverty rates are different from the other 4 countries that were listed above. Greece in particular has the worst child poverty rates in the world. And it states that in 4 in 10 children aged up to 17 years old in Greece are at risk for poverty or social exclusion. Next, I'd like to talk about what communities around America are doing to help child poverty. Schools are able to feed and educate children on being able to take care of themselves and things like that, who fall either on or below the poverty line. Actually, a school recently in Indiana has decided to use the meals that are not eaten or not taken and package them up and be able to take those, so kids can take those home for dinner or on the weekend, so they are able to have a warm meal and not have that food insecurity and not knowing where their next meal is going to come from. Also, teachers are able to provide snacks and also just a loving and nurturing environment for their students and making them feel loved and just be that listening ear, because when a child is going through poverty, they have a lot of insecurities and just go through a lot emotionally, and so we as teachers are able to be that security blanket for them to help them get through this. Again, America is the 5th highest child poverty rate, and according to the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, kids in the U.S. experience higher poverty rates than any developed nation. Only Greece, Mexico, Israel, and Turkey have higher child poverty rates than the U.S. In closing, I leave you all with a quote that I think says it all. Casey Simpson states, "A central point of a lot of quotes about child poverty isn't just a financial issue. It doesn't just affect people who have no money. Poverty is a social problem that needs a social solution to be solved." Thank you all so much.